Welcome back to the Doorkickers player channel. This is mission 75, hard lessons. Now, this one is definitely a tough one. First attempt, you can see here, is about 32 minutes, and these are all fails. So, all fails. Now, one of the reasons that this was all fails is because this map is extremely difficult. You can kind of see already here. Let me zoom in a bit. You can see here that these tangos right here. So these tangos, they're all armored up. So it takes more bullets to take them out. And additionally, they're also they're like all over the place, right? So I've got these operators rocking with the machine gun, as you can see here, right? So you can see here that the operators are rocking with the machine gun because that's how we're breaching the doors. And even with the machine guns, it still takes forever. I mean, just have a look at this. Let me just skip ahead to where they breach. Gotta keep scrolling. All right, so you can see I'm really like pause and play. Look at this top corner right here, right? I'm really like pause and play because I was like, it took me forever to get this mission right. Now you're gonna see here, watch this corner right here, okay? Watch that. All right, and boom. All right, so operator is down. Man down right there. So this is, and you can see where these which tangos were shooting at him. Let's go ahead and scroll back, right? So these tangos right here, boom, boom, boom. They were shooting at this guy, and unfortunately that was operator down. So this mission was pretty difficult. This is the full first attempt, right? I just did not get a successful hit. So this is the second attempt, and this one took a total of 19 minutes. I'm going to add a little zoom, trying to get as close in as we can here. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and go from the replay, so that way I can analyze all the different things going on and give you guys some of my thoughts. So, all right, just move this chair a little bit. Okay. So, as you can see, we've got 8 operators. Now, the 8 operators, like I mentioned in the previous mission, there's 2 ways to go about it, right? You can either have them set up with heavy armor, heavy weaponry, and they'll go slower, but they'll be more powerful, right? Or you can have them with a little bit lighter armor and a little bit lighter weapons, but strong weapons like the Pandastroika, which you can download in a pack. It's free once you buy the game, right? It's just in the game. You can download different packs. So if you get the long rifle pack, like I mentioned in the previous video, you got the Pandastroika. These operators will move fast, but they'll also be extremely effective. I did not know this at the time, so I'm rocking with the heavy. I think it's the Battle Panda. Not entirely sure, but I would assume it is. It's the Battle Panda or something of the sort, right? So we've got 8 operators. Now I'm not going to do colors because it's just going to be too confusing. So we've got 8 operators going in like this, right? Now this is also what I did in my recent attempt. And like I've said, so I've been redoing a lot of these missions now that I've kind of like gone through all of them. And so on the recent attempt of this mission, I had operators here, operators go here, and instead of shooting the doors open with heavy machine guns, I blew them with wall charges. And the good thing about the Perestroika is that the Perestroika will take out these tangos. It will take out these tangos with very minimal damage to the operator. So that's actually kind of good. So what I did was is I had like 8 operators just kind of like line up, right? Blow the doors open at the same time, these 2 at the same time, and then these 2 a little bit later because it takes time for these guys to walk all the way there. So team 1 on the B side, right? This is the right. That's the B side. Let's just go ahead and get a better visual here. B, A, C, and D. Okay, so doesn't matter. Let's do smart pen for this. Let's do A. Nope. B, C, and D. All right. So we've got team 1 on the B side, team 2 on the D side, right? And so what I did in my current attempt of this mission, and I'll just kind of go step by step showing you guys what I did, but basically I blew open these doors, got rid of these tangos, got rid of these, not that one, got rid of these tangos right here, and then I literally just CQB this entire structure, right? So I had operators go this way and then clear that, clear that, clear that, clear that, clear that, clear that, clear. Like I just literally just had my operators clear everything. That's pretty much what I did. So once I had, blown up these doors, I had one operator picking the lock to here because I knew that there's a tango in this corner. And once I blew the doors here, I had operators move this way, right? Clear all this, clear this room, move up here, clear all that. So I just CQB the hell out of this thing, and it actually kind of worked. But we'll get into that later. Let's go ahead and watch and analyze.
Let's do this. Hostage spotted. Holding.
Important note: there is a tango right here, okay, on the D side. This tango has a mission to kill the hostages, okay, and so if you shoot any of these guys with the sniper, this guy will react and shoot the hostage, right? So you need to get this guy in a line of sight first, shoot him, then you can shoot the rest of these with a sniper, right? All right, so opening the door from this angle, and I'm also throwing a flashbang into here to disorient this tango so that he's easier to take out. So you can already see I took out this guy here. Let's watch it one more time. Boom. That guy's out. Now these guys will hide, but they'll come back in a frame and your sniper will take care of him. Right? So just keep your eye on that whenever you can. Take out one of these bad guys. It just makes the job easier. All right, so you see, took out this guy, this tango. Now flashbang pops off here. Pretty smart. So far, CQB's good, except for this corner here. In this corner, I would prefer to have these guys lined up as such. That way we can open bullet doors at the same time and just shoot the hell out of whoever's in this line of sight. So that's what I would recommend instead. Whereas right now, these guys are kind of just bunched up on this one side.
Moving.
All right, so now because we know that there's tangos here, we're going to throw a flashbang to disorient them, and then that way we'll be able to move these operators in with less risk. And as you can see, this tango is in fact disoriented, which allows this operator to take him out.
Right now. Flash out.
All right, so now these guys are moving into position on the AD side. Now, here's a mistake, right? So the flash still hasn't popped to disorient this guy, which means that these operators are still in danger, right? But it flashes before he gets a shot off, so we're good to enter. And with the heavy machine guns, all it takes is a few shots to take these guys out.
Clear. Looks clear.
So right now I have these guys just standing here, but I'm not sure why. I have Team 1 standing here on the B side.
No tangos.
Okay, it seems like Team 1 is waiting for Team 2 to breach, and then they're going to move simultaneously. Okay, taking a shot at this tango on the Delta side. Okay, Team 1 is starting to move on the Bravo side. All right, so this is a critical mistake here, right? So right now we've got crossfire. Okay, that's not good. Or well, it's not crossfire, but we've got friendlies in the line of sight, which isn't good. If you have 4 operators on the same, hallway, take 2 that way, 2 that way, or 2 that way and 2 that way, right? So if all 4 are advancing, which is what I did in my recent attempt. So if all 4 would be advancing, which is sorry, I did not do this, but if all 4 would be advancing, I'd have this half of team 1 focus that way, this half of team 1 focus that way, right? And that way no one's in each other's line of sight, right? But in my recent attempt, I didn't have these guys advance. So team 1 alpha, right, which is these 2 guys right here, team 1 alpha focused on that way, right? Which is like, well, why would you do that if you like crossing so much, right? Well, that's because they're not advancing forward. They're just moving that way, right? So it's either when they're lined up here, right? Have team 1 Bravo go that way and team 1 Alpha go that way and advance, or just have both team 1 Alpha and team 1 Bravo just go that way, and then team 1 Bravo just moves in that direction while team 1 Alpha moves in that direction, right? Because you have 2 operators, you don't need to be dealing with line of sight stuff because only one half of the team is advancing forward, right? So it doesn't matter which half of the team advances forward. Technically, you could say that it's better to have these guys move that way, right? So team 1 Alpha moving that way, but arguably, um, it doesn't make that much of a difference, right? Because there's the only thing that's going to happen is that you're going to have team 1 Bravo move there, start breaching this door, which will take a second, while team 1 Alpha is right there and is firing in that position. The problem with that is that now they're if any tangos come out here, right? Team 1 Bravo is a target and no one's covering them. Or sorry, Team 1 Alpha is a target and no one's covering them, right? Because if both half of the teams are here and one's facing this way and one's facing this way, then there's no cover on this, right? But if you just move these guys, right? Because both both guys on Team 1 Bravo need to be focused in that direction to take these tangos out, right? But if Team 1 Alpha doesn't advance and one guy starts picking the lock and the other one provides coverage for this area, then you can have Team 1 Bravo just move here out of the line of sight, right? And let this guy deal with any tangos in this area, right? And then once this lock is ready, once they're ready to breach this door, both operators can just move in, right? Like that, and just deal with that threat, right? So that's what I did in my recent mission. So this is a bad situation. That's no good. As you can see, watch. You see, so I had to move Team 1 Bravo back because they were in the line of sight and blocking Team 1 Alpha. Right, so now Team 2 is breaching from the Delta side. And as you can see here, I've got Team 1 Alpha crossing. Alright, so Team 2 Alpha is moving towards the Alpha side. Team 2 Bravo is continuing towards the Charlie side. Now, another critical mistake, right? Because I know that there's no tangos in this area, I ignore this. But look at the amount of threats that can come from this area, right? That's just bad CQB. All right, so now I'm doing another critical mistake. So I'm thinking, oh, well, I don't want to breach the door right in front of the door because then I'm vulnerable, right? So I'm going to go around here where I'm more vulnerable to any threat coming from that direction and breach that way and throw a flashbang in there, right? That's just a bad mistake. Even if you're clearing, it doesn't matter. There are so many angles where tangos can come out from and attack this position. It's just a bad decision. All right, so you can see Team 1 Bravo is breaching this door on the Charlie side. Just go ahead and plug in my laptop. Okay. All right, so Team 1 Alpha clears this room. And Team 1 Bravo, we've got one guy throwing the flashbang in here, another guy throwing the flashbang in here. Again, lots of angles where threats can come from that are just sort of being left open and no one's covering, right? So even though it might seem right to breach from both doors, it doesn't make any sense because by the time you breach, you're going to be dead, right? You might as well breach from here quickly, move quickly, deal with that guy from outside of the door. So the only risk is this angle right here, right? While half of the team is clearing all that so that no threats coming from this direction, right? So the only threats are coming from here, right? Those are the only threats. But because you just deal with this super fast, you're just moving super quick into the room, right? So you're avoiding the threats coming from these angles, right? That's the ideal situation, right? You want to move quickly and get out of the line of sight of threats, right? Because that's a line of sight of a threat. Tango got to go there, right? So lots of possible points of threat, right? If you can stay here at the entrance, where worst comes to worst, you just move out, right? It takes 3 steps to get out of the structure, right? So if you're in this point, it takes 3 steps to get out of the structure. If you're here or if you're here, how are you going to get out of the way? How are you going to get behind cover and concealment, right? So it doesn't make any sense. So you would need to. So the best option is breach the door from here, quickly take out this target, move into the room as quickly as possible, and deal with whatever threats are in the room. So that way, the threats that are outside of the room don't affect you, right? So that's just a bad situation. Okay, this is bad. This guy just saw this operator, which means he's going to start shooting. Doesn't matter that there's flashbangs. He's going to start shooting. Why is this guy looking in that direction? What is he going to do from there? He's going to shoot his guy. He's so far out. The bullet's just going to hit his own guy, right? What is he going to do? Why is he looking in that direction? Matter of fact, why are you opening a door while these operators are moving here? All right, it just makes no tactical sense, right? Additionally, if there were any threats coming from this angle, right? Why are you opening this door while this operator is standing right there? Anyone that's there can just take out this operator now. It's just a bad practice, man. Bad tactics. Also, you just left this door unchecked. This room, right? You know that there's a room there. You need to be checking that room. Now your back's to it. Anyone that's in that room can just take you out. Why are you going into this room like that if you know that there's a tango there? What are you doing? And why are you moving on if you know that there's tangos there? You need to be dealing with those tangos immediately. As you can see, this tango on the Charlie Alpha, Bravo Charlie corner got a few shots off. That's just bad. Let's see here. No, why are you holding? You got to keep moving. Another thing, why are you moving with hostages? This is another thing I've realized. If you're not taking hostages to the rescue zone that's right there, don't take the hostages, okay? Because the hostages will slow you down and you're putting them at risk of being on the line of fire of an enemy, right? Don't take the hostages. Leave the hostages where they are, where they're safe, and go clear the rest of the building if you're not going straight to the rescue zone, right? But you're not going straight to the rescue zone because you've got hostages here, hostages here, hostages here, and hostages here, right? So you've got to clear the building of the tangos and ignore the hostages. Leave the hostages hunkered down. That's where they're safest, right? Because you've already eliminated the tangos that are near the hostages. So leave them where they are and start clearing the rest of the building as quickly as you can. So basically, in a hypothetical situation, even if a Tango decided to come back for the hostages, like let's say you leave the hostages here, right, in this room, okay? Even if a Tango, let's say from here, wants to go and go to the hostages, he can't. He'll be intercepted, right? Tango from here will be intercepted. Tango from here will be intercepted, right? If you move quickly and clear as much as you can, as quickly as you can, the Tangos don't have time to get to the hostages before you intercept them and take them out, right? So just leave the hostages where they are.
Come with me.
Obviously, I'm talking about the game, right?
Civilians, come with me.
In real life, I have no idea. You're gonna have to get some actual training. This is just in the game. In the game, the Tangos are not going anywhere near the hostages, right? Once you've killed the Tangos that are near the hostages, no Tango is coming to grab them.
Secured. No contact.
Also, what the hell is this? Okay, watch this, right? Look, so these two operators, right? They go here, and then this operator is going to clear this half, while this operator is going to clear that half. Why? You're close to that door. Clear that door. Okay? Just clear that door. Don't don't worry about crossing or whatever. You're right there. Clear that. You go there. Okay? Don't worry about crossing or whatever. Just clear. Make everything as clear as possible, as quickly as possible. This is just a bad example.
No contact. Civilian secured.
Why is this guy just standing here? Either clear this room or move somewhere else. Don't stand there and wait for some tango to take you out.
On your mark. On target.
Also, big mistake here. Like I said, these tangos are now in the line of sight of any. These hostages are now in the line of sight of any tango, right? You're just putting these hostages at risk. You don't take a hostage on the rescue mission. You rescue the hostage, bring him to the rescue zone, or leave him where he is.
On target. No tango.
This is another thing recently. I've realized I spend a lot of unnecessary time clearing corners because once it's clear, you don't need to move in. If you see it's clear, move out.
On target.
And why are these two standing in this corner? It doesn't make any sense. Get close to the door where the tango is going to be.
Target. Clear.
Okay, now I'm confused. Where's the last tango? Oh, there he is. He's in that corner, right? So now you've just left this operator. Is he alone? Yeah, this lone operator who went to go grab these hostages is now getting shot at because you couldn't clear the damn corner before you left. Have a look at this, right? Let's go back. Let's go back a few frames. Okay? You're right there. You need to clear that. You need to move up, clear that before you leave. Okay? That is a danger corner. It's weird. I'm screaming at myself. I fully understand that I am screaming at myself.
Clear. X-ray down.
Good job. We're done here.
Yeah, this was just a lot of bad strategy. I would not recommend you do it this way. Follow the guidelines. Follow like what makes sense tactically. I have to. Okay, now I have to do a series of like going from beginning to end where I do it properly and not like, you know, BS, right? Like this is. So yeah, I'll do that later. But overall, this technically was a successful mission. No SWAT casualties, no hostages casualties. So overall, I'll accept it. All right, let's go ahead and watch the full replay. No stopping, no analyzing. Just go ahead and just play it through.
Lock and load. Let's do this. Hostage spotted. Holding. Who's there? Moving. Right down. Flash out. On target. Looks clear. No tangos. Ready to fire. Tango down. On target down. Unlock. Tango down. Clear. Tango down. On target. Contact.
All right, I'll take this moment to just like reaffirm with the machine guns and heavier armor, these guys move slower. Right, so just be aware of that. With a Penestroika, these guys move so quick.
On target. No tango. On target. On target. Looks clear.
Yeah, so that was mission 75, hard lessons. Like I said, this mission was pretty hard. Yeah, this was not easy. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. If you want to see more of these kinds of videos, make sure that you subscribe. And if there's anything that you guys want to see in these videos, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video.